Fuck you and fuck all y'all.
Fuck you and fuck all y'all?
Fuck you and fuck all y'all. What a wonderful phrase. Fuck you and fuck all y'all. Ain't no has and craze. It means no worries for the rest of your days. It's a problem free philosophy. Fuck you and fuck all y'all. Welcome to Hidden Shadows of the Secret Chamber. I am
And I am also
Junior or Khan or Cookie Ninja Carve. We are in a remote location where the wind is wispy and the night is old, but the stars are young. And tonight we are going to review another Disney remake. How do you feel about these Disney remakes, June?
I feel like it's a really specific thing because when these stories first came out, like specifically from Disney, you could argue that they were new stories. But there's a lot of very obvious adaptations from the older fairy tales that they did to make this. And this is the very specific weird thing, right? I'm 25. You're 30.
No, I'm 29.
Forever.
Stupid. I don't even know how old I am.
Anyway, like kids younger than us have 2 kids. Sometimes 3 kids already. Like it's really wild, and I get that they want to show them the movies that they grew up on, cuz that's kind of a normal thing in America especially, right? To show your kid what you grew up on. But that's where it gets into the question of, is Disney like ruining their own franchises by doing remakes?
I have something to say. When did we get so used to mediocrity? I enjoy these Disney remakes. I have some fun, but really a lot of them are just mediocre, I just say.
It's definitely a lot of banking on nostalgia in particular.
Like, if I could just fuse certain parts of each movie, then I would make a much better movie.
Make it easier on yourself and just use the special earrings on like several different movies.
And just fusion, yeah.
Yeah. Rather than making them, melt together through dance.
I'm just going to edit them together, and then it's going to go back and forth from animated to CG, back to animated, back to CG, and then I'll replace some of the songs and then redo some of the voices. And no, I'll just reenact it myself. I'll do all the acting.
Yeah. That'll be a much better movie.
Yeah.
Hidden Shadows Productions. Nikonsi presents The Lion King, and all the parts are played by him.
I feel like they would like to see that. Not all the parts are sung by me, though. I'll obviously have voiceovers by professional singers.
Yeah.
Like I'll get some of the old Disney stars to sing some of the old Disney songs.
For all the audience members who are listening right now, they knew exactly what you were talking about.
Yeah, like when Neo sings that one Disney song. We just need popular people to sing these really old popular songs. All right, let's go down this list that Alex put up. Okay, he took some notes, and then we're going to criticize these notes since he can't be here tonight. We're going to criticize everything he says. Okay? Here's to you, Alex. All right, Lion King. Should we just troll him? Let's just troll him this whole episode. Okay, Lion
My
King.
favorite part is he's going to listen to this tomorrow.
He's going to be like,
because
you're
he's
a
not
bunch
with
of
us right
dicks.
now. And he's like, guys, fuck you and fuck all you.
All right, let's go. Okay, so first one. Never mentioned Rafiki's name. Let me tell you something. That's one of the things that I found really disappointing in this new Lion King remake, is Rafiki's part got like cut pretty much.
It got cut to in entirely wildly new level. Like, Rafiki kind of fits the trope of like wise black man giving you sage advice as far as like TV tropes and pop culture go. And he takes it a step further by that's literally all he did in this new take on the movie.
He's
he
like,
wasn't
he's
in the movie.
alive.
And then like half hour later, your destiny. And then like 10 minutes after that, you have returned.
You know, they made this movie kind of long. They added an extra 20 minutes, but took out good stuff. I was like, okay,
It's really, really weird to know how much Rafiki added to the original story that changes the story from basically African Macbeth or something, right?
No, Hamlet.
Hamlet, that was the one.
Yeah.
Macbeth is the other crazy Disney movie. I can't remember which one is which.
Next note by Alex. We didn't get to know adult Simba or adult Nala. Alex, when's the last time you watched the animated film? Even in the animated film, you don't get to know adult Simba or adult Nala.
Alex!
It just skips.
Alex!
That whole scene where Simba is singing Hakuna Matata, and then he transforms into an adult is the same as the animated film. Alex is not paying attention.
Alex has too much of a nostalgia bait there because you are right, or more right than him. I feel like they added like 10 minutes into the transformations scene because in my mind it's like, yeah, they
did.
They sang it as a kid, and then I felt like overall they added 10 minutes because there's like a small excerpt before he becomes adult, and then they start singing again. And he's an adult. Like,
they actually added a scene of Nala talking with her mom and also escaping Scar's area, but they gave it a little bit more depth than the animated film, which I really liked. Her parts were
expanded
actually
a little bit more.
Yeah, it fleshed out that part of the story. So Alex, you must not have been happy with the animated film either, because they never get into the adult Simba or adult Nala. That just doesn't happen. Go read Hamlet. Next, I need to call my dad. Quotation marks. 15 minutes into the movie. At first, I didn't know what he meant, but it was because he was sad. Because, Mufasa had to stop
Ooh, say it again. Say it again.
Feels, yeah.
Mufasa.
But I was watching my cousin watch this part, and it didn't even make him sad. So they could have, they just didn't draw it out as much as the animated version.
And it's really
I didn't feel the drums in my heart. I didn't feel it. The drums were not in my heart.
It's really weird to know, like, and no offense to our cousins, but like, I don't know. I felt like I was more aware of this movie as a kid than rewatching it. Like, I thought they did an okay job, but you're right. It was very mediocre to not get the same drawn out emotions from watching Mufasa die through CGI. It was much weirder to like watch CGI, like anatomically correct, no balls.
The drums didn't hit as hard.
That in particular is like really, really obvious.
But let me tell you what they did get right about when Mufasa died. When Simba goes up to him and he tries to wake him up, that was still really good. Animated and remake version.
One thing about the entire scene I will put a lot of emphasis on is CGI Scar felt way more sinister. And I feel like that's like a large part into the voice acting, but also the CGI of Scar in that scene is much, much more villain. You can actually tell how much more frail and weakened he is, and yet he still finds a way to be conniving.
Next, Alex writes, I have to stop knowing so much about celebrities. It takes me out of the movie. Like, Beyonce is like 50, right? I don't know. I just don't see her as a young lion anymore. Maybe Donald Glover. I get why they wanted to use her as the iconic figure in black culture right now, but I think it's time to introduce the new Beyonce to white people. Okay, first of all, Alex, Beyonce is only 5 years older than you. She's only 37.
Wild.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Second of all, Alex, she will always be the iconic figure in black culture.
And for a lot of women.
She's been the iconic
She's
figure
both.
in just culture in general for like 30 years. Her whole life. And second of all,
Wow.
Alex, how about you find the new Beyonce? Because there's only one Beyonce. So good luck, Alex.
Tearing him a new one.
Quit hating on Beyonce.
That's not very, very big cash money of you to be hating on Beyonce.
Yeah. You are going to start a swarm of the Bayhive. And they get crazy. I've read some of their tweets. They get really, 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 really crazy. But I also agree Beyonce was a little bit too much for this role. Not that I don't like Beyonce, but she's just her, I don't know, it's just her voice is too, it's too like, I am Beyonce, instead of, look, I'm Nala, the character. No, it's just, you're like, that's Beyonce playing Nala.
Which I have to say is actually one of the more impressive parts, is to know that Donald Glover's Simba was, I felt like it was really well delivered.
I felt it was as well.
But again, like in contrast.
But
and
you're like,
kind of
that's
supporting-
Donald Glover being Simba. That's not Simba being Simba, but
But it's also hard to figure out what kind of voice you have for Simba. Like, I felt like the new young actor that they had for young Simba sounded like Simba.
I thought he did really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's also unknown.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like it's better when they are unknown, and then you can have like these famous people just sing the songs,
Yeah.
like on a special soundtrack.
That would have been that would have made it like an 8.
Yeah, it makes
You
it.
know, it would have made a really, really different experience to have kind of that old school Disney level of, yeah, we went through a bunch of people and we found people who could sing and dance, and then we hired them. Like,
Right. Yeah. But let me tell you, when Donald Glover starts singing, you're like, oh, that's a dope rendition. And when Donald Glover and Beyonce sing together, that is also a dope rendition. But it still doesn't beat the animated version. Just doesn't.
I feel like in particular it's because it's what we've been talking about on this bit here for so long. It's like it's too easy to recognize their voices and then to think like their version, their rendition, their cover of all these songs instead of kind of going back to the first couple of times you watch it and you're like, that's the voice of Simba.
Let me tell you what a good remake is. A good remake is the It movie. These Disney remakes just feel like covers. Like they're just a cover of the song, not a remake. A remake improves it tenfold and makes you forget about the original and just lets you appreciate the original. But the remakes, they just kind of feel kind of glossed over.
I can agree with that to a 60-40 split. Like, definitely in favor of what you're saying.
Not that I don't enjoy them. I still
Yeah.
enjoy them, but it's
But none of them are, like, inherently better.
I would
That's the thing.
I would
Yeah.
still choose to watch the animated version. Yeah. Or
Mhm.
actually, or just make my own versions. I'm just gonna split them up and edit them. You'll see it. You'll like it. You'll
We
be
should
like,
get in touch with that guy who
wow.
does low cost cosplay too. And it's
no,
just
I'm
you.
taking his position. Yeah. Next, his what the fuck moment is the closing song. Started off super dope and then just turned into the worst song he's ever heard. I don't even know what the closing song was.
I can't think right now.
That's how much I can
and,
remember it.
Um,
I
to
don't.
be fair,
Yeah.
I have recently rewatched Black Panther and pretty much all of the Phase 3 of Avengers, like, or Phase 3 of Marvel, like, several times. And, like, Black Panther is how you do a modern but African-inspired, like, soundtrack.
I
Like, lots of cool things are going on in there. And I can agree with what Alex is saying here, where it's like, it started off in a good spot, pretty tribal, but then it got really poppy and fell off.
Black
Yeah.
Panther is Afrofuture though. I read this in an article which was
Yeah.
it was a good comment. Black Panther is Afrofuture and this is more throwback.
Even then, from my memory, the ending, like the final song, if it did feel off, I will agree with Alex. Like, it could have been way better.
I'm going to say that I don't care for Beyonce's new song that was added into the movie. And just like Aladdin, I don't care for Jasmine's new song that they put into the movie.
I appreciate Naomi Scott,
I do too.
but I do not like that song either.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, side note, Will Smith as the genie, he killed it. I don't care what anybody says. His segment where he sings Friend Like Me was fantastic. That was probably the highlight of the movie.
I would consider that a remix and not a remake, though.
Yeah.
'Cause it's very, very much like
This is a remix.
it's its own thing.
Big Willie
Right.
style.
Big Willie style.
What the fuck moment? The poop fuzz that told for Rafiki Simba was still alive. Dust Devil will never clean that off. What does that mean, Alex? The poop fuzz?
It means that,
Was there poop fuzz?
yeah, it was a really, really specific, weird, long sequence that, what's the best way to put it? It was pretty much like,
Shitty?
yeah. Ba-dum-ps. No, it was Simba and Nala had like met and they were like talking or something, and then I think that they were about to head out back to the Pride Lands, and like a little piece of Simba's fur flew off into the dust in the wind, and they got caught by some sort of bird making a nest, and then it got caught by like another thing, and then it got finally it like lands in like a dung beetle's poop pile, and he's rolling it in some poop, and then eventually it makes its way to Rafiki, and it's like, Simba.
That's in the animated version too, though.
Yeah, I don't think Alex remembers that.
Alex, you don't remember shit.
I was just giving you the whole sequence of events and how
that's
silly
it.
it was. 'Cause
Alex, go watch the animated version.
shout out to Rafiki. He be eating that papaya though.
Yeah. But yeah, but what I do really like about this movie is the graphics were insane. We saw it in IMAX.
Oh,
And I actually read that IMAX 3D was the best way to go and IMAX was second just because the scenes that they show for the setting are just breathtaking. And they were. I was like, wow, that looks amazing.
there are so many cool, just panorama like shots. You know, like just the whole way of just like in particular when they draw back on Simba sitting by Mufasa's body, like you can't you definitely get a similar feeling from the animation, but the CGI legitimately brings it to life. Like all of a sudden you really feel how small Simba feels because you have a better like understanding, spatial awareness, because you can imagine it better because you can see the CGI like canyon.
Instant gripe I got is they they messed up Scar's song.
I legitimately was upset with Scar's song. It
Yeah.
really didn't feel like I don't get how they got so many other songs that were like, yeah. Specifically Hakuna Matata with Seth Rogen.
Instant like Pumbaa and Timon.
I forget his name right now, but I've seen the Timon voice actor like shows before. I've
Frick,
seen him somewhere.
Friggin' Seth Rogen killed it.
And like, yeah, as soon as they announced
As
that Seth
Pumbaa.
Rogen was gonna be Pumbaa, I was like, easy highlight of the movie. That is easy.
He even got his laugh in there, which is hilarious.
It's so ridiculous to know his signature laugh got into the movie, and then I keep sitting here and thinking like, Disney knows he's a stoner, right? Like, is that the point that he got into his celebrity, where Disney didn't care that he's a stoner? He just couldn't smoke, like, he just couldn't come into work high, kind of deal. Like,
Oh, also instant like Zazu.
Zazu played by Johnny Oliver,
Yeah, he killed it.
or is it John Oliver?
John Oliver.
Yeah. That was an amazing Zazu. And he killed it in his song, too.
How about
Like, oh my god. I just kept seeing John Oliver and I was like, this is him.
how about Keegan Michael and Eric Andre as the hyenas? They're
I
freaking hilarious.
Was losing my mind.
That's one of
'cause I
my
was
favorite parts.
listening-
They're freaking
I
hilarious.
was listening to Keegan Michael Key and thinking, my god, he's doing it. And then I kept hearing Eric Andre. I'm like, is that Eric? Is that Eric? Is that Andre? Is that Eric Andre? Oh my god!
I'm gonna read you some quick headlines. Okay. Let's see. The Lion King is a huge hit. Yes, because it made so much money.
Yeah.
It might also be Disney's most dispiriting remake yet. False. I think that is there's plenty other movies that are dispiriting.
On the Disney line.
Yeah. Timon and Pumbaa are so much weirder in the remake. False. I think they're just as weird. All their scenes were the same, which were fantastic scenes. They added some extra little quips for their song lyrics that I thought were like a little too much sometimes, but like the fart, too much extra fart, just a lot of fart jokes. I'm just over fart jokes.
But yeah, you're over for jokes.
But the kids loved it.
I was like, that sounds like
Yeah, Junior was having a blast.
Hey, like, you can appreciate fart jokes every now and then, just the same way that I can appreciate Adam Sandler every now and then because he acted in one of my all-time favorite movies, Reign Over Me.
All right, what would you give this movie as a score?
I'd rewatch it. I wouldn't pay to rewatch it. Overall,
Well,
I'm gonna give it a 6.
yeah, I give it a 6 out of 10. I would definitely rewatch it because I have to rewatch it to do the proper editing that needs to be done for the film. And don't worry, everybody, I will take care of that. And
Hidden Childs Productions
yeah.
coming to you soon.
yeah, definitely. I will be taking care of that.
It's gonna be called The Lion Ham,
We should look up some.
or would it be like Let the Lion Ham? Because it's Hamlet.
All right, so far a lot of the remakes have been meh. I did like Beauty and the Beast. I enjoyed that remake.
I thought that one was good.
Yeah, but I also saw it in this crazy movie theater where like the seats were moving and when the dishes were getting washed, bubbles were spraying everywhere, and when the rose was in front of you, you could smell roses, and water was
That's
also
wild.
splashing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was intense. So that might have had something to do with how fantastic
I
of a
just-
time it was.
I thought that
Watson? Okay, long brain fart.
I was trying to remember some of the other actors too, because I wanted to name them off, and then I was like, yeah, Emma Watson and who?
See, this is why I have my phone on me,
Oh.
Alex.
Yeah, Alex.
Not to stare at it, but
To make editing easier later.
yes, I'm the fact checker.
Hard C. But
I don't think they need to remake any of these movies that are coming out.
what's coming out for Disney remakes?
Well, Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Okay, that's not even a remake. That's its own thing,
yeah,
which is totally cool.
I think that's fair.
Mulan. See, it's a remake for American audiences, but in China there's 1,000 Mulan movies that I've seen most of that tell every
Mm.
single interpretation of Mulan. The only cool thing about this one is that it has Jason Scott Lee, who played Bruce Lee in the movie Dragon. It also has Donnie Yen and Jet Li.
Insane.
They're doing a remake of Lady and the Tramp. Weird. Okay.
Let's just hope that it doesn't use the new cat's fursuit technology.
We already
Did you
know.
see that? Because that's terrible.
I did like Lion King. The graphics were crazy, even though, like, of course it's a kids movie, so you're not gonna have genitalia flying everywhere. But they made the animals so lifelike with how the skin was moving, which was cool. They're remaking The Little Mermaid. Which-
Again, I'm just joking.
Some people
Ponyo
really
is its
love
own
Little
thing.
Some people love Little Mermaid. I don't care for Little Mermaid. That's just me though. I feel like a girl losing her voice so she can be with a man is an awful story.
But it's 2019, or it's gonna be released in like 2020, right?
Yeah, let's see how they change it. Let's see what they do. It might be
It's
interesting.
actually a black Ariel who's really, really cool, and then falls in love with a landlubbing, who knows, whatever. It's
Nobody should lose their voice to be in love. That's just stupid.
This is a bad deal, guys.
'Kay.
Monkey's foot, or whatever they call it.
They're remaking Snow White. They're making a Cruella movie.
Why?
I don't know. This is weird. They're remaking Pinocchio, which will be cool. I'll watch a new Pinocchio film.
There's so many ways to do that story.
Yeah,
And
it's a yeah. They'll do a good job with
Yeah.
that. They're remaking The Hunchback of Notre Dame, or Notre Dame. I don't know. That movie alone was creepy.
there's a lot of really, really weird shots in that movie.
But the whole story is also creepy. I even watched the musical, which I like the songs. It's a cool story. So maybe we'll see how that goes. But as a Disney film, I don't know. They're making a Prince Charming movie.
Uh-huh.
Okay, weird. It's weird. Wow. All these Disney movies now get prequels. Wow, Disney. Wow. Oliver Twist. Okay, all right.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
I'm just saying, Oliver and Company was one of the most underrated Oliver Twist movies ever.
Yeah, this could be weird or not. Or yeah. I hope it's good. I love Oliver and Company. I love that movie.
As long as they don't use fursuits like the new Cats.
Yeah, that's weird. James and the Giant Peach. I love that movie.
I know you love that movie.
It does not need to be remade.
It doesn't.
They need to watch this movie the way it was originally made, because it was fantastic. Tinkerbell. They just calling it Tink. I don't know. It's
To
gonna
be
another
fair for-
prequel. Yay!
Hmm?
Another prequel. Tinkerbell.
Oh,
Joy.
it's actually a prequel. Because what I was gonna say with that in mind with Tinkerbell is that there's a lot of plausible, like, areas for where they want to pull storylines for her from.
Yeah.
Because there's an entire Disney children's show franchise.
We'll see.
So, you know.
They're remaking Peter Pan, but there's only one live action Peter Pan in my eyes, and it goes by one word. Hook. The Sword in the Stone. That'll be cool.
That is a lot of cool possibilities there because, I mean, technically speaking, it's just a different way to tell the Arthurian tale.
Which is cool. Lilo and Stitch, really? It's already a modern film. Come on.
Yeah.
Disney. Get it together.
Like, we really need to have a 3D dog
That's
who is an alien.
all right. So final verdict. I enjoyed The Lion King. I was glad that I took my cousins to see it in theaters. I would definitely be watching it again to make some personal edits. But I can't release that because Disney won't like it. But maybe I will sell some bootleg copies at Food for Less.
Please, we live in San Diego. You do it at Parkway. Good night.
Good night, everybody. Alex, from now on, you are supposed to watch the animated versions first. Okay. Love you, though.
Love you, Alex. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram. Other plug here.
HSTSC 33 on Instagram. Hidden Shadows of the Secret Chamber. HiddenShadowProductions.com. Have a good night.
Also, follow me at twitch.tv/Cookie Ninja Carve. I play video games. I talk about dumb things.
Also, it's 2:53 a.m. Yeah. Good night.
Full goddamn stop. Good night.